Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're unpacking a substantial stack of insights from a truly fascinating author, Dr. Mikel Brown.
That's Mikel, pronounced Michael, right? Just so we're clear.
I could catch, yes.
Yeah.
He offers this framework that, powerfully integrates practical business strategies with these really deeply rooted spiritual principles.
Exactly.
So if you're curious about how a faith-informed perspective can shape character, drive action, and maybe redefine what success or increase truly means, then this deep dive is definitely for you. You might be gearing up for a big decision in your career, or perhaps you're just intensely curious about how to gain an edge in your personal and professional life.
Right.
Whatever your reason, get ready for some profound shifts in perspective and those aha moments we always look for.
Indeed. Our mission for this exploration is really to extract the core nuggets from Dr. Brown's writings. We're specifically honing in on how character, faith, and purposeful action intertwine.
Well, they weave together.
Exactly.
Okay, let's really unpack this then. Dr. Brown talks a lot about not just what to do, but perhaps more importantly, who to be.
Yes, that's a central theme.
So let's jump right into the bedrock. Okay, so Dr. Brown kicks us off with something incredibly fundamental, something we maybe overlook sometimes in our, fast-paced world.
What's that?
The qualities we possess inherently determine the kind of relationships we cultivate, both professionally and personally.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
He emphasizes that if a person doesn't genuinely add to your quality of life, they might perhaps unintentionally diminish it.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
It's a pretty rigorous standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests that true flourishing, especially thinking about business and increase, is built on a very intentional choice. Who you surround yourself with, and maybe more importantly, who you choose to be.
It really is a powerful filter he's proposing, and he sets a very high bar right from the outset. He moves beyond just skills or experience, which, let's face it, are often the main focus in professional settings.
Right, the resume stuff.
Exactly. He goes to the very essence of an individual's character, and he suggests these qualities aren't just for employers hiring someone.
No.
No, it's for anyone choosing who to allow into their space, whether it's a potential business partner, a key employee, a mentor, or even, a close personal friend. How often do we truly evaluate people, or maybe more challengingly ourselves, on these fundamental characteristics? Especially when we're looking for collaborators or team members who will genuinely contribute to our business's growth and, overall increase.
Here's where it gets really compelling. He outlines 4 non-negotiable qualities he looks for. And he doesn't pull any punches whatsoever.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the first one?
The first is honesty. Now, he frames this in a particularly insightful way. It's both telling the truth, conforming your words to reality.
Standard definition, yeah.
But also integrity, which he says means conforming reality to your words.
Ah, okay. Conforming reality to your words. So like keeping your promises.
Exactly. Keeping promises, fulfilling expectations no matter what. It's a profound kind of two-way street of alignment between what you say and what you actually do.
That's a very comprehensive definition of honesty and integrity. It extends far beyond just simple truth-telling, doesn't it? It's into this consistent alignment between words, actions, and the reality you create.
Right.
And for a business aiming for sustained increase, this builds what Dr. Brown calls a quality structural business.
A quality structure.
Yeah, where trust isn't just important, it's paramount. It's the foundational pillar.
Yeah.
He elaborates on this, explaining that an honest person doesn't lie, obviously, but also doesn't exaggerate, misrepresent facts, or strategically withhold negative information.
Okay, so total transparency.
Pretty much. They give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, as he puts it, meaning they possess the courage to face reality head-on, no matter how uncomfortable it might be.
That takes guts sometimes.
It does. Furthermore, he says such an individual would never, under any circumstances, ask someone else to lie for them or cover up for them. And it goes deep into communication, too. They give direct, honest feedback, but without being insensitive. They refuse to create unnecessary drama, and they absolutely don't speak ill of people who aren't there.
That last one is huge in workplace culture.
It is. And without that robust foundation of honesty and integrity, Dr. Brown argues, the entire structure of a business seeking true increase is inherently weak. It leads to chronic instability and ultimately hinders any real progress.
Okay, that's honesty. What's the second quality?
The second is humility.
Humility. Okay, but this isn't about being quiet or having low self-esteem, right? Because that's often how people think of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a common misconception he tackles. Dr. Brown defines a humble person as someone with a deeply accurate sense of self. He calls them sober-minded.
Sober-minded. I like that.
And fascinatingly, he says they're often unruffled by compliments. They maintain a realistic, objective grip on their strengths and weaknesses.
That sounds like an incredibly balanced and grounded perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Utterly vital for any leader or team member in a business trying to achieve genuine, sustainable increase. Okay, so honesty, humility. What's next?
Next up is proactive.
Proactive. Okay, this person sounds like an absolute force of nature from his description. Dr. Brown says they take a practical, hands-on approach to life, driven by this insatiable hunger for accomplishment.
Right, not just thinking, but doing.
Yeah. Metaphorically speaking, he says their last accomplishment is already a fading memory. They're relentlessly seeking the next project, the next challenge, or the next obstacle.
Always moving forward.
Always. But he clarifies they're eager, not impatient. They understand real progress takes time. They don't dwell on the past or past failures. For them, life is about living, and living is about activity or movement. It suggests this constant forward momentum.
In a business setting, this translates to coming to meetings meticulously prepared. And he notes their high-powered standards can sometimes, just by sheer contrast, expose the low standards of others.
Honesty, humility, proactive was the fourth one.
And finally, a resolute thinker.
Resolute thinker. Okay, so this person makes calculated, intentional decisions. That sounds absolutely critical for strategic business moves and, avoiding costly mistakes.
Precisely. Dr. Brown explains that they are not afraid of making decisions, which is key.
Right. Analysis paralysis is a real thing.
It is, but they make decisions with careful thought and meticulous data collection, whether it's done mentally, through discussion, or detailed written notes. And crucially, he says, they will never sell or offer such a sub-quality product for the sake of a sell.
Wow. Okay, so those are the four foundational qualities: honesty, humility, proactivity, and being a resolute thinker. Once you've truly internalized those and started to embody them, how do you actually apply them? How do you use them? Dr. Brown talks very candidly about breaking free from what he vividly calls the average 90.
That sounds like a significant, pervasive hurdle for a lot of people and businesses.
It really is, and this is precisely where the rubber meets the road, where mindset truly, undeniably impacts our potential for sustained increase. Dr. Brown identifies the average 90 as this vast segment of people who are, unfortunately, kind of stuck in a box.
Stuck how?
They consciously or unconsciously avoid risk. They abandon conflict at the first sign of difficulty. They run from challenges rather than confronting them head-on. Their internal standard, sadly, is just doing enough to get by.
They live in the shadow of excellence, often admiring the achievements of others who maybe aren't even as gifted, but are just far more daring and resolute in their actions. In stark contrast, he identifies the uncommon 10.
So they make their own luck, so to speak.
In a way, yes. This distinction speaks directly to the entrepreneurial spirit, doesn't it? To a powerful drive that pushes beyond passive expectation to active, purposeful creation. For individuals and businesses genuinely looking for true, meaningful growth, this distinction is absolutely vital.
He says, and I love this quote, aim beyond what you think you are capable of achieving.
He uses this vivid, impactful analogy to illustrate the point.
What's the analogy?
He says some people's internal drive, despite maybe having immense talents and gifts, is like a gas-operated scooter, just barely chugging along, instead of being a Ferrari built for speed and high performance. This powerfully highlights that immense potential often goes completely unrealized without the right internal drive.
So potential isn't enough.
Not even close. You have to employ consistent, deliberate action to make things work and achieve that sustainable progress, that increase in your life and business.
And what about when things inevitably get tough? Which they always do, right? In any entrepreneurial venture or a significant pursuit of growth, he addresses that universal temptation to just give up, throw in the towel, and quit. It's a very real feeling most people experience.
It is, and Dr. Brown offers a profoundly transformative perspective on it. He frames disappointments, frustrations, and what we typically call failures, not as reasons to quit.
Not endpoints.
Exactly. But as integral parts of life's journey specifically designed to refine you and strengthen your resolve. The key, he asserts, is unwavering resilience. He absolutely states that quitting is not an option for those who possess true resolve and are committed to their vision of increase. He extends this, emphasizing that the only way failure can actually exist is if a person is no longer willing to get up after a fall.
He also has a very unique and proactive take on change itself. He says, change yourself before changes you.
It's an incredibly proactive and insightful statement, foundational for continuous development and sustained prosperity, or increase. Dr. Brown states that while our fundamental purpose, our core, why, should be unwavering and never change.
The purpose stays fixed.
Right, but our strategy to achieve that purpose must be frequently modified and adapted. He strongly cautions against people who sit back on their laurels after past successes.
Complacency kills.
It does.
So life overtakes them.
Precisely. His powerful advice is to learn and practice the profession of a midwife.
A midwife, how does that apply?
Think about it. Constantly delivering newness, new ideas, new strategies, new dreams, even if they're breach, meaning difficult, challenging, or unexpected in their arrival.
Ah, okay. Birthing the new, even when it's hard.
Exactly. The implication for both business and personal expansion is crystal clear. Continuous adaptation, proactive transformation, and a willingness to evolve are absolutely essential for thriving, not just maintaining. And he notes, with profound wisdom, when something is maintaining instead of thriving, it is slowly dying.
Wow. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something many people consider purely secular.
Money.
Ah, yes, money. Always a hot topic.
But Dr. Brown brings a fascinating, deeply spiritual perspective to finances that really challenges conventional thinking. He opens this section by asking, some people excel with money and some don't. Which one are you?
Putting it right to you.
Yeah, it immediately frames financial management not just as a skill, but as a personal choice with these profound, deeper implications. Where do you stand?
And this section is absolutely explicitly tied to the overarching theme of faith and increase. Dr. Brown strongly asserts that the power to make money is a gift from God. He views money not as an isolated thing, but as this universal thread that intricately ties all nations and individuals together. He emphasizes its pervasive fundamental role in human interaction and economic systems.
It connects everyone.
So, within this unique framework, what does he say about the practical side, the creation of wealth? It sounds like he's got a very specific, actionable formula for cultivating financial increase.
He provides a really clear distinction for financial strategy. He says, a dollar saved is a value, a dollar invested produces increase.
Saved versus invested.
Okay, this highlights the dynamic, active, forward-looking nature of true wealth creation. It's not passive accumulation, it's strategic deployment. He also posits that what money comes in today will always reflect what went out yesterday.
Like sowing and reaping with finances.
Exactly, suggesting a causal, almost spiritual relationship in financial flow. He meticulously clarifies that wealth isn't merely about possessing a large quantity of money. Rather, it's about having the knowledge and using it, which causes your money to work to produce wealth for you. He strongly links improper or undisciplined use of money to the burden of debt, contrasting it sharply with wealth as the natural result of appropriate, principled money management. And he challenges those who allow self-imposed inadequacies to, concoct stories or shift blame for their financial underperformance. He states unequivocally that there is no easier lie to believe than the one that places the blame on God.
Oof. Taking personal responsibility.
Big time.
He also touches on a very common misinterpretation of a widely known biblical quote. The love of money is the root of all evil. Many people simplify that to just money is evil, but Dr. Brown offers a critical clarification that really changes its meaning.
Yes, he directly addresses this pervasive and frankly damaging misconception. He clarifies with precision that the Bible doesn't state money itself is evil.
It's the love of it.
Exactly. The love of it, the idolization or worship of it. He argues that money itself is neither inherently evil nor inherently good. It's a neutral tool. Both immense good and profound evil can be done with money, depending entirely on the heart and intentions of the one wielding it.
The intention matters.
Completely. He also quips with a touch of practical humor, money may not bring happiness, neither will poverty.
Good point.
It highlights a balanced, realistic perspective, acknowledging money's undeniable practical importance and the fact that its absence doesn't guarantee contentment or spiritual superiority either. For Dr. Brown, when a person learns to respect the potential of money and, more crucially, learns to control its influence rather than being controlled by it.
Master the money, don't let it master you.
Yes. Then they become a truly wise individual, capable of being an immense blessing to their family, their community, their church, countless others. This recontextualizes money as a powerful tool for holistic increase and positive impact, rather than something to be feared or seen as inherently corrupt.
Okay, so given all this, the divine gift, the need for knowledge, the neutrality of money itself, What's his practical solution for those struggling financially? People genuinely looking for real, lasting financial increase beyond just the spiritual angle.
Right, the practical steps.
He brings it back to very tangible actions, doesn't he?
He does. He offers a surprisingly simple plan for achieving financial security. And he emphasizes this doesn't mean becoming a millionaire overnight.
Realistic expectations.
Very, but it's about getting en route to fulfilling your dreams. The absolute basic requirement needed for debt reduction, he says, is for you to start.
Just start. Take the first step.
That immediate call to action is crucial. Then he brings in another explicit, powerful faith connection. Learn and apply the spiritual principle of giving.
Giving as a path to increase.
That's his principle. This ties financial increase directly into a spiritual practice, suggesting that generosity isn't just a moral good, but somehow a catalyst for personal abundance. Beyond the spiritual, though, he suggests very practical, almost drastic steps.
Like what?
Like plastic surgery by cutting up your credit cards?
Whoa, okay.
To immediately eliminate the temptation of accumulating more debt. Then, he advises systematically collecting all your bills and diligently paying them off. He counsels people not to fear examining how they got into debt in the first place.
Face the reality.
Yes. Bravely retrace their steps back to being debt-free since, as he points out, they accumulated that debt systematically, one decision at a time. You can reverse it the same way. This entire section just beautifully intertwines faith, business, and increase through actionable, practical financial wisdom, highlighting that financial advancement is this dynamic journey of both spiritual alignment and disciplined, unwavering action.
Okay, we've covered the bedrock of character, the driving mindset, the fuel of passion, and that divine perspective on money. Now let's talk specifically about the entrepreneurial journey. Being the boss, it's often glamorized.
Very much so.
Dr. Brown delves into what it really costs to pursue this path to business increase. He kind of peels back the layers of those romanticized notions.
He sets a very realistic, very grounded expectation for what he calls dream seekers and game changers. He states unequivocally that making a profound, lasting impact requires more than just having an idea. It goes far beyond just launching a promising business concept.
Ideas are cheap, execution is hard.
That's the essence. It demands out-of-the-box thinking and actions with radical strategic moves that genuinely distinguish you from, as he calls them, a slew of professional dreamers that talk a good game but rarely act.
Ouch. Okay.
More fundamentally, he insists it begins with the cultivation of your mind and will, ensuring that being in business is deeply in your DNA. It's not just a career choice, in his view. For many, it's a profound calling.
A calling. And he explicitly asks a question that really reinforces the faith aspect of his teachings on entrepreneurship and true increase, doesn't he? He asks, do you believe God wants you in business? That's not a question you typically hear in, Harvard Business Review.
No, definitely not. And this is another powerful, direct link to faith within the broader entrepreneurship theme. He answers it directly, too. He states that God does want some of you in business for yourself, but not by yourself.
Not by yourself, meaning with God's help.
Exactly. God wants to help you to succeed in business. He argues that God is intimately interested in business because it serves a divine purpose. It helps serve your community by providing goods and services that fulfill genuine needs and improve lives.
Business as service.
Yes. He even credits his own entrepreneurial potential to his creator before birth, which he then diligently developed with the help of what he calls business midwives.
Business midwives.
Oh.
Like mentors.
Mentors, guides, people who helped birth his vision and abilities. This powerfully establishes a divine purpose for entrepreneurial endeavors, framing business not merely as a profit-making enterprise, but as a vehicle for service, innovation, and increase that aligns directly with a higher calling and, in his view, the divine will.
So, okay, if it's potentially a calling, what are some of these real, often hidden costs of being the boss that he outlines? Because it sounds like it's certainly not all glamour and freedom, especially at the start. There's significant personal sacrifice involved.
He gives a stark but necessary warning. Being your own boss sounds incredibly attractive until you realize what it all entails. First off, you must be mentally and somewhat physically prepared to work long hours, often far more than a typical employee. That's a significant personal cost, demanding immense stamina and dedication.
The hustle is real.
It is. Then there's a family impact. He stresses with deep empathy that your family needs to be balanced and mentally sure of your devotion to them before entering the business world.
Get their buy-in first.
Absolutely. Because the daily demands, the constant, unpredictable situations can overtake your life and cause the lines between home and work to become vague and blurred. He notes you might have to give up most evenings and weekends for admin work or just catching up. That's the crucial point of potential friction.
Yeah, that can strain relationships.
Hugely. He emphasizes having a secure, communicative relationship with your spouse is paramount because they can so easily feel neglected or secondary to the business. You must manage your time wisely to ensure you give them undivided attention.
Okay, what else? Time off?
Time off, forget about it, basically. You simply cannot expect time off like those who work a regular job. Many business owners cannot afford to take 3 to 4 weeks of vacation holiday each year, especially in the first several years of building their enterprise. Personal rejuvenation often takes a back seat.
Burnout risk is high then.
Very high. Then there's social sacrifice. You might have to consciously give up social activities you genuinely enjoy, at least for a time, and strategically redirect that time, maybe for mingling at city chamber meetings or other networking events. Friends and family might not see you as much. Your social circle could shift.
Trading social fun for business connections.
Sometimes, yes. And finally, wearing many hats. Perhaps one of the most unexpected costs. Being prepared to be the receptionist, assistant, delivery person, and the janitor, often all on the same day.
Doing it all yourself.
Especially at the beginning. There are no small jobs when you're starting out. Success, in his view, only comes at a premium, purchased with these often unseen sacrifices required for the substantial increase that entrepreneurship promises.
He also talks about the concept of control your environment for success. What does that mean in this context? In launching and meticulously building a business, especially when so much seems inherently unpredictable.
It's fundamentally about not feeling powerless to change your circumstances, not surrendering to external pressures. Dr. Brown asserts that the primary impediment to starting your dream endeavor, to initiating that significant shift towards personal and business increase, isn't usually a lack of knowledge or a shortage of money.
What is it then?
It is simply the apprehension that it may be too hard or too much of a price to pay. Fear. Therefore, he says, failure is the mental image which must be changed before you will ever believe you can set your dream in motion.
Change the mental image first.
Exactly. He urges, with this compelling call to action, don't look to manage your fears. Learn how to cripple them before they cripple you.
Cripple your fears. Strong language.
It is. He uses a powerful, intuitive analogy to illustrate this. People don't drown because they can't swim, he says. They drown because they panic and fight the water, expending energy against the very thing that could sustain them. To float, you simply decide to relax, be at ease with the situation.
Don't fight the water. Work with it. Relax.
Right. This highlights the profound mental aspect of gaining control over your environment, emphasizing that fear and apprehension are the real enemies to entrepreneurial progress, and overcoming them is, ultimately, a conscious and powerful choice.
And what about the struggle itself? Every entrepreneur faces it. He offers a truly vital piece of encouragement here, saying, just because you are struggling, it does not mean you are failing. That's a crucial distinction for anyone pursuing significant growth, significant increase.
Absolutely vital encouragement, especially for entrepreneurs on their often arduous path to meaningful advancement. He states that every great success requires some type of struggle, even if it's just the challenge of learning something completely new that you were never formally trained to do.
Struggle is part of the process.
It's inherent. The key, he emphasizes, is to keep working at it until the correct system or pattern for doing something is discovered. This isn't about brute force, it's about persistent, intelligent effort and adaptation, learning from mistakes.
Keep tweaking, keep learning.
Exactly. He highlights the absolute necessity of learning from mistakes and, crucially, getting back up every single time you fall. He states powerfully that the only way failure can actually exist is if a person is no longer willing to get up.
Again, failure is giving up.
That's the core message. He also highlights that while accomplishment brings a good feeling, achieving it after almost giving in to what felt like failure or when nobody else thought you could, that brings an awesome feeling, a profound sense of earned triumph and deep personal satisfaction.
The victory tastes sweeter after the struggle.
Precisely. This perspective is absolutely crucial for sustained development and profound flourishing through difficult phases. It transforms struggle from an obstacle into a necessary, refining part of the journey towards success and increase.
Okay, so after all these profound insights on character, action, money, entrepreneurship, what does Dr. Brown ultimately say is the absolute ultimate form of increase in life?
Mhm.
He circles back to something we all possess, yet maybe often undervalue: time itself, the
Hmm.
value of time.
He prompts us to consider a fundamental, almost existential question, one that cuts right to the core of how we live. He asks, are you spending your time learning and planning to die? Or are you using your time learning and planning to live?
Live versus die planning, that's provocative.
It is. He views time not merely as a commodity or a finite resource to be managed, but as life itself, describing it as a precious present gifted wrapped as a precious present given to humanity.
Time is a gift, life itself.
Yeah. This perspective elevates time from just a unit of measurement to the very essence of existence, meaning how we choose to use it directly impacts our capacity for ultimate increase and meaningful living. He emphasizes that time stays long enough for anyone who will use it wisely. Inversely, wasting time on fear, procrastination, or regret actively prevents us from fulfilling our inherent God-given potential.
Use time wisely, live fully.
That's the essence.
And then he talks about what he calls the balance of success. And very significantly, he brings faith right back into the very core of it. This truly seems to be the overarching foundational principle for achieving profound and lasting increase, in his view.
Yes, this is a beautiful, comprehensive summation of his entire philosophy, and indeed, the ultimate connection for holistic flourishing. He declares with conviction, faith is the power link to every seeable, impossible, desirable endeavor you may encounter.
Faith as the power link.
The power link. He calls faith the power of life because it produces incredible tenacity and resilience in the face of adversity. And patience, he says, is the virtue of life. He then offers this particularly poignant observation. There is nothing more attractive to God than a breathing faith.
A breathing faith, what does that mean?
Not a passive or dormant belief, but a dynamic, active, living faith. One that's integrated into your daily pursuits, your entrepreneurial ventures, every challenge you encounter. It provides the underlying strength, clarity, and balance for sustained increase across all domains. It's an active, transformative force that enables you to navigate obstacles and seize opportunities that might otherwise seem insurmountable.
So faith isn't just belief, it's active power.
In his framework, yes. An active breathing power.
And he has a very unique, almost paradoxical definition of what truly matters in the process of working towards any significant goal. It's not just about the outcome, which kind of goes against our outcome-obsessed culture.
It does. He explains with profound insight. Your life is at its finest when you become entrenched and completely invested in the effort, but unattached from the results.
Invested in effort, unattached from results. How does that work?
It's a radical shift in focus. He finds that the goal has to do with the process itself. In reality, the end is inherited in the means. What he means by this is who you are when you put forth the effort is more important than what you want to become at the end of your effort.
Who you become is more important than what you get.
That's it. If you are totally convinced that you have nothing left in you, that you've poured out all your effort, how can you not be content with the outcome, whatever it may be? This suggests that true increase is about deep personal transformation through the journey itself.
The growth along the way.
Exactly. The knowledge acquired, the skills developed, the character corrections made, the resilience built. It's not merely the destination or the prize. It's about becoming more rather than just getting more.
And finally, this overarching idea of potential. He brings it back full circle to a divine source, which perfectly encapsulates his powerful blend of faith and practical success principles.
Absolutely. This is the ultimate unifying connection between faith, holistic increase, and realizing one's full God-given potential in every single aspect of life, especially in the challenging and rewarding realm of business and entrepreneurship.
So how does he state that connection?
He states, I fully believe potential can only be realized if God is placed in the equation.
God has to be in the equation for full potential.
That's his conviction. When you accept God's divine image in your life, he continues, you will never settle for reaching a goal line when you know winning requires that you cross over it.
Don't just reach the line, cross it. Go beyond.
Right. It's about pushing past perceived limits, past what society or even you yourself might believe is possible, precisely because of a higher purpose and an unwavering belief in a divine partnership. This perspective ensures that the pursuit of personal and business flourishing, of increase, is not a self-serving endeavor, but one aligned with a divine purpose that unlocks true, limitless potential, benefiting not just the individual, but their community and beyond.
Wow. So what does all of this mean for us, for you listening? We've just taken a pretty deep dive into Dr. Brown's incredibly insightful philosophy. And it's abundantly clear his message is about so much more than just conventional business strategies.
Much more.
It's about meticulously building a life steeped in integrity, driven by relentless forward movement, fueled by deep passion, and anchored by this profound understanding of how faith can fundamentally inform and empower every single step towards true, holistic increase in every area of your life.
Indeed. He compels us to realize with profound clarity that the pot of gold isn't at the end of some distant rainbow. Rather, as he puts it, it's in you.
The treasure is within.
Exactly. His insights challenge each of us to deeply examine our character, our deepest motivations, and our profound willingness to embrace change. Knowing that true increase, that multifaceted flourishing, is an ongoing journey of self-cultivation and purposeful action, often guided and amplified by a powerful sense of divine calling, it's really a comprehensive blueprint for not just achieving, but truly thriving.
It's that unique and powerful blend, isn't it? The spiritual and the intensely practical, that really makes his work stand out and resonate so deeply. He makes it abundantly clear that whether it's the quality of your personal relationships, the health of your financial life, or the audacious dreams you have for your entrepreneurial ventures.
Whatever the domain.
Yeah, the foundations of impeccable character and an unwavering, faith-driven commitment are what allow you to genuinely flourish and experience profound, lasting abundance or increase.
Which brings us to a truly important question for you to consider as you reflect on all these insights. If your greatest potential, as Dr. Brown posits, can only be fully realized when God is placed in the equation.
Yes, that premise is true.
Right. Then how might explicitly integrating your personal values, or indeed your faith, into your daily actions and long-term goals redefine what increase truly means for you? How can a deeper, more intentional internal commitment lead to more profound, outward, tangible growth that benefits not just you, but your community and beyond? Moving you from maybe just survival or maintenance to true, expansive thriving.
Powerful stuff to chew on indeed. Thanks for joining us for this in-depth exploration of Dr. Brown's work. Until next time, keep digging for those nuggets of knowledge and keep building a life of purpose.